The launch deck water curtain starts.
Under 30 seconds away from liftoff. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The engine's igniting, the solid rocket boosters, and liftoff. The White Stork is in the air, HTV-5 heading towards the International Space Station. Again, the first stage firing. Those solid rocket boosters will continue to burn for just under 2 minutes, along with the central portion, the first stage, providing the initial thrust for the vehicle.
After liftoff, the launch vehicle operation control was shifted from the blockhouse to the range control center.
Just about 1 minute into liftoff. The solid rocket boosters about halfway through their life. Again, they'll separate in 2 stages. The first pair jettisoning, and then a few seconds later, the second pair will pop off. The first stage will continue to fire for just under 6 minutes.
The HTV is flying normally, and the Tanegashima space stations are tracking the launch vehicle very well.
Getting reports of good first stage performance. The solid rocket boosters should be burning for just under 10 seconds longer.
SRBA burnout.
SRBA 第1ペア分離、第2ペア分離。
And there you see the first and second pairs, the solid rocket boosters being jettisoned. The first stage continuing to burn. The next major milestone will be the fairing jettison at about 3 minutes 40 seconds into flight, so just a little over 1 minute and 10 seconds from now. That fairing, of course, protecting the HTV vehicle during the dynamic stages of this initial ascent. And just about 3 minutes since liftoff.
打ち上げ後3分が経過しました。
It's 3 minutes after liftoff.
第1段エンジンの燃焼は正常。制御系、飛行経路も正常です。ロケットは順調に飛行を続けており、現在の高度は約 100km、秒速約
Again, in just about 10 seconds or so, we'll be standing by to hear that fairing jettison.
Control and flight trajectory are all normal. The flight goes very smoothly. Current altitude is about 100 kilometers. Velocity is approximately 2.1 kilometers per second.
衛星フェアリング分離。
Payload fairing jettison.
And confirmation that payload fairing has been jettisoned. The first stage is going to burn for about 1 minute and 45 seconds longer. That cutoff coming at 5 minutes 47 seconds into flight. Once the first stage has done its job, a few seconds later, it will separate. Then the second stage will ignite just a few seconds after that. Continue the climb into orbit, putting HTV-5 into its initial orbit in on its way to the International Space Station. But for now, everything continuing to go well. The on-time launch, the first stage continuing to function as planned. Just about 1 more minute in its lifetime. Everything continuing to go well.
It's 5 minutes after liftoff.
So passing that 5-minute mark, just about 40 seconds longer in the performance of the first stage.
The flight goes very smoothly. Current altitude is about 160 kilometers. Velocity is approximately 4.2 kilometers per second.
At 160 kilometers roughly in altitude, that translates to about 99 miles. So expecting first stage shutdown.
First stage engine cut off.
There we have it. Next up will be that separation of the first and second stages.
First and second stages separation.
And just about 10 seconds after that separation, the second stage igniting, continuing the climb into orbit. So again, at this point, the second stage going to fire for roughly 8 minutes. That second stage cutoff coming at about 14 minutes and 20 seconds post liftoff.
The ground station has started tracking.
And then once the second stage cuts off, it'll be about 40 to 50 seconds before HTV itself separates from the second stage, and then the vehicle will be in its preliminary orbit and on its way to the International Space Station. Coming up on 8 minutes since launch.
It's
8 minutes after liftoff.
第2段エンジンの燃焼は正常、制御系、飛行経路も正常です。現在の高度は約 250km、秒速約 5.6km です。
The second stage engine combustion, attitude control, and flight trajectory are all normal. Current altitude is approximately 250 kilometers. Velocity is about 5.6 kilometers per second.
HTV already about 160 statute miles in altitude. The second stage continuing to perform well, just about 9 minutes since liftoff. Should have about 5 minutes more of this second stage performance. Second stage burning liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen just like the first stage to continue sending HTV into its preliminary orbit.
The flight goes very smoothly.
And we're just about 10 minutes since liftoff. The first stage already done its job. The second stage continuing to fire, has about 4 minutes and 20 seconds left of powered flight, after which it'll be time for the HTV to separate from the H-2B rocket and continue on its way towards the station.
小笠原局およびグアム局から追尾されています。
The flight is progressing smoothly. The launch vehicle is out of the tracking range of the Tanegashima and Uchinora stations, and the Ogasawara and Guam stations are tracking it.
.小笠原局はロケット追尾を終了しています。現在、グアム局から追尾を行っています。
The Ogasawara station finished tracking, and the Guam station is now tracking the launch vehicle.
So it's been over 12.5 minutes since the successful liftoff from the Yoshinobu Launch Complex in Tanegashima. The HTV continuing to fly straight and true. Just under 2 minutes now of powered flight left for this second stage. Once that engine cutoff occurs, we'll be standing by to get confirmation that HTV-5 has separated from the second stage successfully. And then, of course, we'll be able to bring you some quick replays of that launch and all the other dynamic events in the initial climb to orbit. But for now, everything continuing to go well for this vehicle. Currently slated to arrive at the station next Monday.
Flight goes very smoothly.
第2段エンジン燃焼停止。
Second stage engine cut off.
And the second stage engine has cut off. Again, it takes just under a minute now for that separation to occur and be confirmed. So that'll be the next major milestone we're standing by for. Everything ticking off per the plan so far in this flight.
HTV5 分離
HTV5 separation.
And HTV5 separation confirmed. This will look inside of the control room where they are monitoring the vehicle.
Kounotori-5号機は国際